We love hip hop.
It's just making me sad. Let me keep it citywide though. I want to keep it in Toronto. I want to see if y'all agree with this. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my Instagram page once again. Follow me on the gram. I need some follows. I need a little extra clout, man. Give me some of that clout, man. Like music say, music. Give me, I need some extra clout, man. So let's go to Doug Ford. Doug Ford says that homeless people, and he's speaking specifically about an area that he was in. I think he was in Caledon or something like that. But he was like, y'all homeless people, if you're not sick, okay, let me get my screen bigger because I wasn't completely mad at what he was saying. But let me get my screen bigger. He said, if you're not sick, I'll take care of you. If you're sick, I will take care of you. My bad. He'll take care of you until the end, until you die, the man said. But if you're not sick and you're homeless, go get an application or go write up a resume and go get your ass a job. ASS. Okay, you know what? Let me play it off of YouTube. Not everybody was happy with what the man was saying. See, CHCH News, get off your ASS and start working. Or tending your yard.
Builders, the premier issued his encampment message.
Get off your ASS and start working like everyone else.
It all started when the premier was asked about a local encampment issue in Coburg.
Do you know what the best way to get people be able to get out of the encampments, get out of homeless? Get an application.
This nigga said, get out of homeless. Know how to speak much?
And drop it off one of these companies and start working. You need to start working if you're healthy.
It may be.
Woo! That ether, that shit that make your soul burn slow. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Ford's most outspoken statement yet in Ontario's crisis of homelessness and encampments.
Bottom line, if you're unhealthy, I'll take care of you the rest of my life. Your life will take care of you. But if you're healthy, get off your ASS and start working like everyone else is. Very simple.
Ford also...
Yeah, nigga. Maybe I should start a poll. All right. Do we agree with what Doug Ford is saying right there? He said, get off your ass and start working. I'll position the question like this because we have to add nuance to it. Should non-sick homeless people get a damn job? Hold on. I'm putting my question marks in. Okay. What about the children? What about mental health? What does he know about all this stuff? He grew up with a gold spoon in his mouth. Or a silver spoon, my bad. All right? They went crazy in the comments. They went nutso frito. The other party wants to designate parks to them and give them needles. Facts. I gotta say, I'm not mad at him. Yes, old John Crow, you're right. Doug Ford. More times. And I'll add that again. You know, I got to add more times because not all the time. There's something that I do agree with when the man's saying. Maybe I'm an asshole, but I would rather see you if you don't have mental health issues, obviously. And I understand. Okay, there's people in the comments that are saying like the cost of living here. Maybe if you can bring down the cost of living, then there would be less people who are homeless, because not everybody's homeless because they have mental health issues or drug problems. All right. Let me see here. Like this guy right here. Sounds nice, but he knows that's not the real issue here. He walks right over the homeless vet and slips through the system. That slipped through the system, broken physically and mentally. Sorry. Spits at them and says, "Get a job, you dirtbags," while waving the flag and saying, "We support our troops." What a joke. Yeah, you support the military contract that you happen to hold stock in, but no one holds stock in the American people. Interesting. Yeah, because there are people who are homeless who are like military vets that got the short end of the stick. Like, their pension ain't shit. And the next thing you know, rent increases happen in the city. They keep on increasing your rent based on what you're paying. If you've been living in a unit, let's say since the early 2000s, you might be able to get away with only getting the increase based on the amount of rent that you were already paying. But right now, they're trying to spike the rent on a lot of people who've been living in apartments, especially downtown, for a long time. Okay. As somebody who's dealing with this personally, I know how it can be. Okay. I don't even know who I'm talking to. The rental company, or sorry, the people who own the buildings that I have downtown, or the apartment downtown, like, they don't give a shit. But even in my own situation, the apartment downtown that I got, I moved in there in 2016. And, just for some transparency, the rent at the time was probably around, and I'll just give you a round ballpark figure, around 13 to 1400. Actually, around closer to the 1300 mark. Okay. And I'll even give you an extra caveat. And they gave me a month free for the first year. Like, they were like begging me to come into that building. And this is you can throw a rock and hit Young Street. So like, this is right in the core of downtown. So you get that, like 1300 back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. It was 2016. I was thinking 2015, but it was 2016. 1300. I can look off my balcony and see the junkies on Young Street. And then anytime they want to increase the rent, they got to increase the rent, if, let's say, just to make easy numbers, 20%, right? Which it's not that, but let's say, just to make round numbers, 20%, they got to take 20% off of 1300 and then give you a rent increase based off that. Okay. And then next year they do it again. So let's say your rent becomes 1350. Next year, they're going to do the percentage based off of 1350. I know a lot of y'all understand what I'm talking about. It's not really rocket science, but just for people who don't understand how rent increases work. But right now in 2024, they've been trying to do mad pushes to get like the rent increase to like 2 racks. Because anybody else who's moving into that building right now in 2024, they ain't paying anything under 2100 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Facts. Okay, I can show you the. You know what? I'll do this. I'll show you an apartment that I used to live in. All right, because I don't want to dox one of my spots. Okay. I deal with a lot. I've been dealing with some grown man shit. Nigga think I only podcast. I be out here dealing with some grown man shit. This is why sometimes these news stories that are non-rap related, for the people who tap in on the replay or when I post a clip of this, say, yo, what is going to do with hip hop? Nothing. It's just important shit that we should know. For all your rappers out there who living with your mom dukes and shit, or living with your girlfriends and shit, like, and not paying rent. Let's go in here. I got this up on the screen right now. So this is the 1-bedroom apartment over here at 40 Girard. This is the building that I used to live in once upon a time. This is not my current building that I'm talking about, but this is what the building looks like on the outside. I'll give you a better shot. Splat out. They got a pool in there. Ooh. This is right close to Yonge and Girard. Like, you can literally walk right from the building to Yonge and Girard and get back to your house within 5 minutes. It's a quick hop, skip, and a jump, as they say. All right. Laundry room. Mind you, there's mad junkies out in that area, but it's downtown. You're right next to the Eaton Center. Hold on. Let's allow the cookies. It's nice. It's nice. I used to live in this building once upon a time. Salute to this building. So 1 bedroom between apartments actually between 1,800 to 2,299. Let's do a search. Can we search the 1 bedrooms? 1 bedroom. Here we go. There's one available right now. Can we see the unit? So this is the 1 bedroom. $2,149 for Doug Ford's Toronto or Ontario. Get off your ass and get a job. And you too can come live in downtown Toronto. Oh, that's it? I thought there was more to scroll. So, okay, my bad. I lived in an apartment that looked just like this. Door got kicked the hell off. Let me stop. My door got kicked off over at this building here. This is why I remember it well. $2,149, 607 square feet. This is one corner. This is the front door. This is the bathroom. Right, I remember it clearly. Main room, living room. Nice kitchen. They refurbished the kitchens. And this is the bedroom. Or no? Oh. I'm tripping. Yeah, this is the 1 bedroom. Yeah, okay, no, my bad. I thought it was the bachelor for a second. This is what the bachelors look like. A bachelor apartment is basically $2,000, about $199.99. Shut up. Here, just take $2,000 and go. I can't see the unit. Trash website. But yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of the amount of money it costs to live in downtown Toronto. And that's the type of place, if you want to like live with somebody else in there, you're going to be cramp up. Okay. If you want to split the rent on something like that. So I can understand when people are getting kind of vexed with Dougie. You know, get off your ass and get a job.
Message.
Get off your ASS and start working like everyone else.
The man said, get off your ASS.
It all started when the premier was asked about a local encampment issue in Cobourg.
And then there's the place that I have downtown, the one that I currently have. There was an encampment right down the street. Like, let's say not even down the street, on the same street, steps away. Okay. And during the time when when COVID hit. and this is what made shit even worse, to be honest, is when the vid hit and everybody was on lockdown and nobody had no jobs and everybody was just, looked up. There was more homeless people that was you started seeing it more. It actually started getting a little crazy on the streets. On top of the fact that more homeless people were popping up because obviously the shelters are getting overflooded. We started seeing more robberies. I don't know if I told a story. I've told a story before on the network, maybe 2-3 years ago. But I was in a Tim Hortons when it was getting robbed. This is back in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2021. And this is when we were in full lockdown mode. I'm in the lineup, me and the next individual, and we're just waiting. We're talking, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing most of the talking. I like to talk, right? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm wondering, what's taking so long? I need my ice cap, fam. And this is on Yonge Street, okay? Yonge, close to Bloor. So front page. I hear change hit the ground, clink, 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 clink. And I look over at the counter like, what the fuck? And when I see the change hit the ground, I see the guy behind the counter doing this. Because the guy who was at the counter, he had his head down, like trying to pick up the change. Trying to pick up the change. And the guy behind the counter, he's doing this. Right? For anybody who just hearing the audio, I'm putting the phone receiver thing to my ear. And he's doing this. And I'm there, blah, 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 blah. Still talking, wondering, like, what's this guy doing this for? What's this mean? What's wrong with this guy? Like, hurry up, ice cap, my belly, right now, right? As soon as the guy who was at the counter turns around, I see the nozzle of the burner. And low-key, because I'm desensitized and stupid, I didn't flinch. The next guy who was with me, he was like, yo, whoa. I'm there looking at the nozzle, like squinting, like, is that a pellet gun or is that a real gun? Like, stupid me, like, no, get out the way, Friday. Idiots. So anyways, the guy runs out of the store and he runs down the street. The individual who was with me, and I'll keep his name nameless, he says, all right, Friday, all right, I gotta go. I'm out of here. Bing! Runs out of the Timmy's as well, goes down his way and locks himself in another store. Me? I look at the guy behind the counter. You good, bro? Yeah, can I get a large ice cap with milk, please? Had to get my ice cap, man. Price the boss, what up? But I say that to say, besides the fact that I'm stupid, that yeah, it's messed up out here, yo. During that COVID times, the streets got really, really real. And nobody was safe. They actually had to start closing down that Tim Hortons. That Tim Hortons used to close like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. 7 o'clock, that shit started closing. All the locations closing at 7 o'clock. Bare homeless people all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, bruh, I can understand the plight of the downtown area, but I was living right down the street paying whatever I'm paying, but everybody else in that building is paying $2,100 a month to live there, to step over junkies and shit. So I can understand when people are a little bit mad at Dougie saying, get off your ASS and get a damn job.
Do you know what the best way to get people be able to get out of the encampments, get out of homeless? Get an application and drop it off one of these companies and start working.
Is there enough jobs for people to go get? Because it sounds good. But, there's a lot of jobs people are trying to get, and they, it's just not available. Don't get me wrong. I'm not in the job market, so I don't know what the job market is right now. But y'all let me know. Is it easy to find a job right now, or is it harder to find a job than ever? I'm looking at the poll right now as we speak. Pause. Should non-sick homeless people get a damn job? Get off your ASS and get a damn job. Well, 75% of y'all say yes, and 25% of y'all say no. Why no? That's what I want to know. Because if you're not sick, and I've always said this, when I see people come down from Montreal, when I first moved here, I used to see a lot of homeless people on Yonge Street. And then when I hear somebody with a French accent, I'll be like, oh, you're from Montreal? Start speaking to them in French. They'd be out here doing their art. I'm a musician. I'm an artiste. But they're out here homeless as a mofo. And I'm there like, I ain't going to give you no change, B. With all due respect. Because you can get off your ASS and get a damn job. And as far as me, myself, when it came to the junkies and stuff like that, I was very apprehensive on giving cash to junkies, like giving change, just because of all the years of me being on the streets doing my thing. I'm like, bro, like, I know, like, you're going to go give it to somebody right now. You're probably like 20 cents away from the $20 so that you can go buy a $20 rock. I'm going to enable that shit? No. That's maybe sometimes people think that's an asshole way of thinking, but that's how I think. I'm like, I ain't enabling your goddamn drug habit. Nah, B. But I'll give you some food. I'll take you in a corner store and buy you some food, but I ain't giving you no damn money. You feel me? So, wow, you guys are pretty passionate about this topic. See, I knew I should have brought this up. Starter pack. And yeah, starter pack. I don't know if I'm doing any streams with Act today or anything. I don't know if he's going live. I only usually, just to answer your question from before, they usually tap in when they need any expertise on any Toronto topics. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see Wagwan. Starter pack also wants to know, I don't think you have to be homeless to be an artist. If you aren't sick, you can do both work and art. Even though it isn't the most flashy. My bad. I botched up that reading. Yeah, that's facts. There's a lot of artists who, let me keep that on the screen. There's a lot of artists who won't swallow their pride to go get a goddamn job and then be at the job and then still in your part-time aspiring towards your art. But these kids that I'm talking about, they're talking shit. Like I seen a dude put together like one of those Star Wars X-Wing fighters. Okay, for the people who know Star Wars shit. I seen somebody put together the X-Wing fighter. Let me see if I can pull it up. Star Wars X-Wing. Okay, I'll put it up on the screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about. This dude put together a whole X-Wing fighter out of spoons. One of these. Out of spoons. Okay. Right on Yonge Street. Right by Yonge and Gerard. Right where I was talking about that apartment, 40 Gerard. The man put together a whole X-Wing fighter out of spoons. Asking for change on the sitting down on the goddamn road, probably getting all kind of like, I don't know, hemorrhoids and all type of shit sitting on the goddamn concrete on the Dutty's road asking for change. But he had the talent to be able to put one of these together with spoons. That, sir, is an artiste. Okay? But he might could get a job. Who knows? For all we know right now, he could be some famous sculpting artist somewhere. His shit is over at the A.W.O.L. Somebody seen him putting together those little X-Wing fighters and said, bro, that's beautiful. You need to be exhibited somewhere. But probably not. He probably moved from Toronto back to Montreal, probably went to Vancouver to be homeless over there. Let me get this off the screen. People are probably thinking, yo, what is this? Is Star Wars podcast? Well, go on. Yo, Dark Side, what up? But yeah, Doug Ford's crashing out, man.
Also said he's going to challenge a court ruling in Waterloo last year that said homeless people have the right to camp on public land.
If they're healthy, they shouldn't be there. They should be out there working, and we will find them housing. And the courts sided with the other folks when Waterloo brought them to court. We're going to challenge that. We're going to challenge that court case, because you can't have people setting up encampments in beautiful neighborhoods. They just can't do it.
Facts.
It destroys the neighborhoods.
Ford didn't indicate how he's going to find housing for people when rents and home prices are sky high.
Didn't I just say that?
The premier also had some thoughts about other issues, like environmental assessments.
Okay, we don't care about that. Well, we do, but not today. Yeah. Dougie's crashing out, man. It's like, y'all need to get off your ass and get a job. Devin Harris says, homelessness are capable of jobs. Yeah. I wanted to ask this to you guys. I just wanted to bring this topic up because, sometimes I feel like I'm an asshole when I agree with something that Doug Ford says. It's that whole, pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of mentality. I can understand where some people get offended of that type of mentality. They're like, okay, but what about the social injustice and inequalities? And, we're starting from 10 steps back. And I get all of that. But I also don't disagree with the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, if you got two able feet and you can speak, you can think critically, you can create a resume, you can use the internets. A lot of these guys be homeless and have a phone, be on the gram, have a whole profile for them and their dog. They have dogs. So not only themselves, they're feeding, they got a dog that now they made a dog homeless. Holy. I'm not trying to, victim shame them. Homelessness is a problem. And there's some people, hard times come, and all of a sudden, like, you missed a couple of rent payments and the eviction notice is at your door. What you gonna do if you don't got any family members to stay at? Guess what? You're in a motherfucking shelter. I get it. So I'm not gonna be some kind of, well, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Suck it up, buttercup. I understand. There's nuance to this shit. But I think a lot of y'all agree with me. Out of 45 votes, 76% says, and the question is, just before we wrap this, should non-sick homeless people get a damn job? 76% says yes, and only 24% says no. So for once, Dougie's not crazy. I guess we can salute him today. Salute to you.
We're going to challenge that.
I ain't played no more of you. All right.
We love hip hop.